Welcome back. Now, it's fairly obvious that you can begin typing as soon as you use Microsoft Word. However, there are certain aspects of each menu that are going to be helpful to you. We're going to go to this left side area. We're going to click File, and you're going to find that this is going to open up to you. Now, you're going to find that you're going to have documents that you've worked with in chronological order. But one thing that you can do in this file area is that you can pin documents that you work with often. And so all you need to do is to find the document that you want to pin. You're going to hover over that document, and then you're going to see a pin on the right hand side. You can click that pin. That's going to make that document come to the top, and then you're going to have access to it until you decide to unpin it. You can do the same thing with the Folders tab. You can come over, hover over the folder, and then you can click this pin. That's going to pin that folder to the top, and you'll be able to use it whenever you come to this file area. Now, the other areas of your file menu are going to be familiar to you. You have saving commands here. You can save your document as a PDF, and you can print your document and customize your print settings here in this link. Within the print menu, you have access to the page setup, where you can click this link and you can set your page layout. You also have the share command. Now, the share command gives you the ability to share your document with other individuals so that you can collaborate on it. So in this case, you're going to click this link, you're going to save it to your cloud drive, and then designate the individuals that are going to be working with the document along with you. You can also present the document online. If you click this link, if you use Office 365, you can use Skype for Business to present your document, or you can use the Office Presentation Service, which is a free public service. If you click this link, you're going to see that there's no setup. A link is going to be created to share with other people. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this box. You're then going to click Present Online. Word will then give you a link that you can share with others, and then you can start your presentation. And all you'll need to do is then click this button that says Start Presentation. You will then be presenting the document to other individuals that have the link, and then once you've completed your presentation, you can click this button that says End Online Presentation. If you want to send invitations to other people so they'll be able to see what you're doing, you can click this button that says Send Invitations. That will give you the opportunity to send the link to other people. And once you click the End Online Presentation, you'll see that other people will be disconnected. If you continue, you're then going to click End Online Presentation. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, there are a few other important aspects of the file menu. If you go all the way down to the left side and you click on this Options link, it's a good idea to go through each menu and familiarize yourself with each aspect. For example, one aspect in particular, inside of the Save command, you'll notice that you can have your documents auto-saved every 10 minutes, which is the default, or you can reset it to another time level if you like. What this does is it keeps a version of your document if you close the document without saving it. And so you can get access to the work that you've done up until 10 minutes if for some reason your computer shuts down or you forget to save. And you can designate where that document is going to be saved here in this area. And going back to the general area, one of the things you'll notice is that since Microsoft purchased the LinkedIn social network, you now have integration between LinkedIn and Microsoft Office. And you'll be able to do this inside of Word by making sure that this box is enabling that process. Now, you'd probably have to do this only once when you begin working with Word, but it's a good idea to go through each level to determine which of these options are going to be most fitting to what you're doing with Microsoft Word. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, when you open up a new or existing document, you're going to open up to the Home menu, which is going to be your default. And you'll recognize all of the text operations that you would in either PowerPoint or Excel or just about any other word processing software. So, for example, you'll be able to change the nature of the text by highlighting the text and clicking any of the buttons where you want to affect some change. For example, if you want to change the color of the text, you can do that. If you want to change the nature of the text from normal to bold, you can do that. Clicking the button returns it to its original state. You can use italics, underline. You can also use strike through and then return it to its original state. You can work in the paragraph tab. This will change your justification. For example, if you want to center justify, you can do that. If you want to right justify, you can do that. Or if you want to even justify, you can do that. And one thing you can do in the clipboard tab is you can use the format painter. And for example, if we were to click this link that said format painter, we can then find an area of the text that we want to make look like the area we painted. And all we'll need to do is we'll need to then highlight that new area, release the mouse, and then you'll notice we were able to copy this same formatting over. Now, whenever we want to undo a command, the undo command is at the very top. All we'll need to do is to click this backwards arrow. We'll be able to go back to the way we were, and in fact, we can go back several steps by clicking this down arrow and then finding the place that we want to go back to at the very beginning. Now, you're likely very familiar with the editing tools such as find and find and replace, as well as select or select all, where we can then make changes to the entire block of text at one time. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, also in the home menu, you're going to notice the Styles tab. And the Styles tab allows you to customize your document and to make sure that you're doing the same thing consistently throughout the document when you're using various titles and subtitles. So for example, when you are putting together a document and you start with your title, one of the things that you can do is you can highlight this title. You can click this button and you can make sure that this is going to be designated as the title and that your style is going to be the same if you decide to use this very same thing in the document again. So for example, if we were to come down into the document, we were to place text on the inside, and we were to leave that text in the normal mode, which is going to be the default setting. If we wanted this title to look just like the other one, all we would need to do is to highlight this text, then click this button for title, and then our title would be the exact same. It's possible to use styles to do subheadings also. So for example, if we were to place text inside of this area, what we could do is we can highlight this text, and then we can click this button to make this a heading. Now, it's quite possible that we don't like the style of this particular heading. So what we could do is we could change the nature of this heading to another font. We can make it in the way that we want it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to this heading button. We're going to right click the heading button. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click this link that says update heading 1 to match selection. So now whenever we go and we change something to heading 1, what's going to happen is this text is going to appear. So for example, let's go to this area of the text. Then we're going to highlight this text. What we're going to do is we're going to change this to the heading number 1. We can also modify this text. So for example, if we wanted to go into heading 1, we wanted to click modify, and we can assume that we want to center these areas of heading 1, and what we can do is we can then click this justify button so that whenever we use this heading, it's then going to be center justified. We're then going to click OK. And what you're going to notice then is that this title now is going to be in the center as well as the other one we created. Now typically, if you are creating a manuscript, you can use the title button for all of your titles. You can use your heading as the first heading or the first level of headings, and you can use the heading 2 button as the subheading. And this will help you especially when you are putting together a table of contents for your manuscript.